to another edition of the Nightly News. I'm Chris Lee here with LPNN, bringing you all the news that is news and none of the news that isn't most of the time. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by our amazing sponsors. We have H&R Block right here in Page, Arizona, the Page Public Library, the Page Lake Powell Chamber of Commerce, the Glen Canyon Conservancy, and the Page Parks and Recreation Department. A big shout out to them for helping us get you guys the news in real time. And a big shout out to you guys. Thanks for being a part of the network, and thanks for liking, sharing, and commenting on all these videos. We really do appreciate it. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, Scott says, good evening, good to see you. And Renee says, good evening, nice to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Facebook is being kind of squirrely, as it is wont to be. So if we don't see your comments, we do apologize, guys. All right, we're going to talk about one thing here right off the bat. We've talked about it before, but we got to keep talking about it, guys. This is a big problem here in Page. Vehicle break-ins. LPNN was notified about another vehicle theft here in town. As a reminder, the Page Police Department has announced that there has been an increase in vehicle burglaries throughout the city. Whether you are a resident or a visitor to our lovely town, please remember to lock your vehicle's doors. The stats of this were from last week, but 69 vehicles were broken into since January. 67 of those vehicles were unlocked. So make sure you lock your doors, guys. And if you have any valuables, either hide them or get them out of the car. But make sure, number one, lock those doors, guys. Make sure you spread the word on that one. All right, let's see what else we have here. Oh, Kathy says, good evening, Kathy. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Here's an interesting one for you. This one is for Utah, southern Utah, which also affects you guys here in Page, so be aware of this. West Nile in Utah. Mosquitoes in Washington County tested positive for West Nile virus, according to the Southwest Utah Public Health Department. The results released Wednesday were obtained by the Southwest Utah Mosquito Abatement and Control District. Quote, West Nile virus can be spread to humans and animals through the bite of an infected mosquito. This is from Cassidy Peterson, a SWU PhD epidemiologist. She says, we hope that people will stay vigilant and protect themselves to prevent the possibility of human infection. The health department says most people who get infected don't notice any symptoms. Others experience flu-like symptoms or worse. The elderly and people with poor immune systems are at a greater risk if they get West Nile virus. Serious cases can lead to death, hospitalization, or disability, according to that press release. Residents and visitors in Washington County are being encouraged by the health department to wear bug repellent with DEET, which is DEET, long sleeve shirts, pants, and to remove any standing water near their residence. If you see bodies of stagnant water in Washington County, they say please report it to the Southwest Utah Mosquito Abatement and Control District at 435-627-0076. So be aware, guys, that's going on up there. All right, let's see what else we have here. Janine says, howdy, Chris. Howdy. Good to see you, JJ. Thanks for being here. All right, let's see. We had a city council special meeting just the other day. This was on, Monday, I believe. Or nope, I'm sorry. Let's see. What day was the 7th? The 7th was on Wednesday, so there was a special meeting. Let's see what we have here. They approved to purchase merchandise not to exceed $40,000 for the Lake Powell National Golf Course Pro Shop merchandise as the golf course transitions back to the city of Page. Currently, it is under the management of Aramark. The city of Page is getting the golf course back from that management company, and they do have to purchase the merchandise that is in the stores there. They also approved purchase existing food and beverage inventory not to exceed $10,000. There was an executive session for the Lake Powell National Golf Course for the purchase or lease of golf carts. They did approve to purchase the golf carts that are currently there. Right now, the golf carts that are there are under lease for Aramark, and they're going to purchase those golf carts, so there are still golf carts available. Let's see what else we have here. There was an executive session on the interim city manager contract. The mayor has been authorized to sign a contract with an interim public management LLC. So that way we can find an interim city manager. All right, let's see what else we have for you guys tonight. There is a city council meeting coming up on Wednesday next week, guys. There's going to be discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to a presentation from consultant Logan Simpson regarding housing growth and overall community vitality. Discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to a presentation from the Page Lake Powell Chamber of Commerce. Discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to a potential kiosk to distribute tickets for online lottery permits to the Wave. Let's see. They are also going to be having, they're going to be having discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to the purchase of a 2019 Ford F-250 regular cab for Horseshoe Bend. Discussion and action for a conditional use permit in the Central Business Zoning District for Angie Krim for Big John's Texas Barbecue. Discussion and possible action for Airport Improvement Program grant offers for the Apron Reconstruction Project. Discussion and possible action for another vehicle, a 2015 Case Extendaho for the Public Works Department. Discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to the purchase of a 2019 Ford F-150 Super Cab for the Community Development Code Enforcement Department. Discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to the purchase of another Ford truck, this one an F-250 crew cab, upfitted with a Battalion Chief Emergency Response Package for the Page Fire Department. Discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to an intergovernmental agreement for Arizona Department of Administration, Office of Grants and Federal Resources, Arizona 911 Grant Program for the Police Department. And then there is discussion and possible action by the City Council pertaining to Horseshoe Bend traffic control. All right, looks like we do have a couple of executive sessions, one on the city manager hiring process, and one on golf course maintenance equipment for the Lake Powell National Golf Course. Now that we've lost half of our audience to that, let's go ahead and see what else we have going on here. We do have job opportunities available here in the city. If you're currently looking for employment, the City of Page is looking at filling multiple full-time and part-time year-round permanent positions. You can find positions working out at Horseshoe Bend in the library with building maintenance, as a cook, and all kinds of other things. You can view all of the open positions by heading over to the City of Page's website at cityofpage.org and clicking on the City Job Openings link in the main page. We do have some events coming up, guys. There's a Reemployment Center grand opening happening. Next Wednesday, August 14th, there will be a grand opening of the Northern Arizona Region Reemployment Center. The center is located at the NGS Para Club on Hall Road, and the grand opening will take place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. The grand opening and the center's services are available to anyone within the Northern Arizona area. The center will provide customers with reemployment services, career training, certification programs, resume writing, and more. In addition, there will be assistance with entrepreneurial, educational, and veteran opportunities. Self-help services will also be available with access to computers, literature, and program contact information. During the grand opening, Congressman Tom O'Halloran will be there, Navajo Nation President Jonathan Nez will be there, Coconino County Supervisor Lena Fowler is going to be there, and City of Page Mayor Levi Tappan will be speaking. The event is free, and it will have activities for the entire family. All right, let me go ahead and check the comments over here. Kathy says, we are still here. All right, good to see it. Karina says, hey, everyone, good to see you. Thanks for being here. And Mario says, hello, I'm in Tuba City. Hey, at least you're not in Phoenix. Glad to see you have moved out of some of that heat over there. Be careful out there. The driving is crazy, Mario. All right, something else that's coming up this month. The Glen Canyon Conservancy has 2 great speakers lined up for their monthly lecture series, which will take place on Thursday, Tuesday, August 13th at the Page Community Center at 7 p.m. The first one's called What's in a Name? The John Wesley Powell and His Influence on the Naming of the American West, presented by Mark Law. And another one, The Powell Women, Out of the Shadows, presented by Cindy Stafford. So those are coming up, guys. They put on some great talks out there. Make sure you head on down there if you have the time. Let's see. The Page Police Department will be putting on a civilian response to active shooter event training in the community room at the Page Public Safety Facility located at 808 Coppermine Road. Right here in Page, the training is about 2 hours long, and they're doing it on 3 different days for you guys. Monday the 26th from 10 a.m. to noon, Tuesday the 27th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., and Wednesday the 28th from 10 a.m. to noon. And that active shooter training, hey, you never know when it could come in handy. If something bad happens, at least you know what you need to get done. Let me go ahead and check the comments over here. Ann says, hello, yay, it's Friday. Survived the first week of school. Yes, you thought the traffic was bad with just the tourists. Now we have school on top of it. Mayhem has broken loose right here in Page, Arizona. Mario says, well, the weather here is so nice. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Mario. Glad you got out of there for a while. All right, speaking of weather, let's go ahead and see what the weather has in store for us coming up. It's been a little bit windy out there for the last little bit. It looks like tonight we have a low of 71, possible chance of isolated thunderstorms. Looks like somewhere in about the 34% range there, which means either we're going to get nothing or we're all going to wash away and someone needs to build an ark. On Saturday, we have a high of 95 with a low of 73 and partly cloudy. Sunday, a high of 94 and a low of 70 and partly cloudy, with those winds, according to this, staying below 10 miles an hour, which is always a good thing. And on Monday, a high of 95 with a low of 71. All right, let me go ahead and check the comments one more time. Mario says, love the weather here. It is so nice, I'm sure. I'm glad you're up here. And Sarah says, good evening. Good evening, Sarah. Thanks for being here, guys. That is all the time we have tonight. Have an amazing Friday. Make it an epic weekend. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then.